You know that low, four-note coo that drifts in before your alarm? Soft and sad sounding, coming from somewhere on the fence or the gutter. You stopped hearing it a long time ago. It's just part of the morning now, like the hum of the fridge. But watch the bird making that sound the next time it goes for a drink. And you'll notice something strange. It doesn't do what every other bird at your feeder does. A robin, a sparrow, a chickadee, they all scoop up a beakful of water and tilt their heads back to swallow, like they're taking a shot. Heads up, throat back, repeat. The dove just doesn't. Its head stays down. Its eyes stay level. And the water just disappears. That's not a fluke. And it's not just a cute party trick. It's one of the rarest drinking mechanisms in the bird world. And once you understand why doves do it, you'll understand exactly what your yard is missing, and why it might matter more to them than anything else you put out. So here's what's actually happening. Back in 1982, a researcher named Gard Zwiers ran X-ray footage of pigeons drinking. And pigeons and doves are basically cousins. Same family, same plumbing. What he found was that the bird's tongue works like a piston. It pumps back and forth inside the beak, creating something close to suction. And the water just gets pulled up the throat in one continuous draw. No tilting, no scooping, just a steady pull, like sipping through a straw. Watch the throat closely on a slow-motion clip, and you can actually see it working. A slow, even pulse, the whole time the beak is in the water. And here's the part that made me sit up. Of all the birds that visit a typical North American yard, doves and pigeons are pretty much the only ones who can do this. According to Cornell's Handbook of Bird Biology, that head-down, continuous suction style is essentially exclusive to the pigeon family. The robin at your feeder and the dove on your fence are using completely different equipment to do the exact same job. Same dish, same water, two totally different ways of getting it down. Now, why would evolution bother building a totally different drinking system for one family of birds? Think about what a normal bird is doing every time it tilts its head back to swallow. For that second or two, it's not looking at the yard. It's not watching for the neighbor's cat. Or the hawk shadow crossing the grass. It's blind, with its throat exposed, mid-swallow. It's a little like glancing down at your phone while you're crossing a parking lot. Fine most of the time, but it's exactly the moment something could go wrong and you wouldn't see it coming. A dove never has that moment. Head down, eyes forward, drinking the whole time. And it doesn't linger, either. A dove can take in basically a full day's water in under a minute. In and out. No exposed moments, no wasted time. At the one spot in the yard where it's most vulnerable. When you put it that way, the weird straw trick starts looking less like a quirk, and more like the smartest move in the whole routine. The bird equivalent of never taking your eyes off the door, even for a second, even when you're just getting a glass of water. Which brings us to why this actually matters for you, on your porch, today. Doves are not casual drinkers. Most birds can pick at berries or bugs and get a good chunk of their water that way. Doves can't. They're eating almost nothing but dry seed, all day, every day. That diet is basically all carbs and no moisture, which means they need to drink, on a schedule, every single day. A mourning dove generally can't go more than 7 to 11 days without water before it's in real trouble. And that window shrinks fast in hot weather or when they're feeding chicks. So, what does a dove do if there's no water nearby? It flies for it. They've been tracked traveling over 7.5 miles to reach a reliable water source. Usually it's less than 2 miles, but they will go that far if they have to, because they have no other option. Most days, it's not even a full trip. They'll drink once, maybe twice, and that's the whole errand. One stop, in and out, then back to the rest of the day's business. Foraging, sitting on eggs, trading shifts with their partner, which means that little dish on your patio might be the closest dependable water for a mile in any direction. You could be the nearest stop on their route without even knowing it. Every dove on your block is, every single day, running that same quiet errand. And your yard is either on the route or it isn't. But not just any water works. This is the thing they've been waiting for. Doves are ground feeders and ground drinkers. They're not going to balance on the rim of a deep, slick bird bath 3 feet in the air. The kind that looks nice in a garden catalog but is basically a steep-walled bowl, with no easy way in or out. Doves consistently prefer water sources with shallow, open edges. No thick grass or shrubs crowding the rim. They like to land on a perch nearby first, scope out the area, and only then drop down to drink. Picture it from their side for a second. They're already running on a tight schedule, already spending their one vulnerable minute of the day with their head down. The last thing they want is a water source where something could be hiding 2 feet away in the bushes, or a bath so deep and steep-sided it feels more like a trap than a drink. It's not hard to see why a bird built around speed and visibility would pass on it and keep flying. What they're actually looking for is almost embarrassingly simple. Something shallow, an inch of water is plenty. Sitting out in the open, on the ground or close to it, with clear sight lines all around. A plant saucer, a trash can lid, a shallow dish on a flat patch of dirt or pavement, away from the fence line and the bushes. That's it. That's the whole ask. Not a fancy fountain, not a deep basin. Just a shallow, open spot where they can land, look around, drink fast, and leave. And once that's there, the math from earlier kicks in. A bird that needs to drink daily notices when the easiest, safest stop suddenly exists. You're not adding a decoration. You're adding a stop on their commute that didn't used to be there. And it stacks with everything else going on in their lives too. These birds are raising broods on repeat through the season. Sometimes 5 or 6 rounds of chicks before things slow down. Splitting incubation and feeding shifts between the 2 parents like a household running on a schedule. One on the nest while the other's out. Add in the fact that they're burning through dry seed all day. A dove can eat close to 1/5 of its own body weight daily and can pack away thousands of seeds into their crop in one sitting. Busy schedule, demanding diet, constant thirst, and very few safe places nearby to actually deal with that thirst. You happen to control one of those places. So, tonight, take a look at your yard the way a dove would. Not, is there water somewhere? But, if I were low to the ground, in a hurry, and a little nervous, would I drink here? If the answer's no, try setting out something shallow and open instead. A plant saucer with an inch of water, somewhere with a clear view in every direction. Then just watch. Give it a few mornings, and let me know what shows up. Was it the same pair you've been hearing on the wire all along? And honestly, if they're already on their 2nd or 3rd brood this season, I wouldn't be surprised at all.